Hello everyone, I'm Jeremy from the Classic Leap Podcast and Gaming Review channel, and today I have my hands on Final Fantasy IV, the complete series for Sony's PSP. Final Fantasy IV is making its debut on the system as a collection that includes not only Final Fantasy IV, but also Final Fantasy IV The After Years, which in this version also includes all the separate tales for each character that were originally downloadable content. It's the classic game with prettier graphics. Other than my playthrough and review of Duodecim 012, which I did earlier, this will be the first time I've ever actually gotten to seriously play a Final Fantasy game, and luckily, it's with what many consider to be one of the greatest RPG games of all time. If you don't already know the story, I'll give you the lowdown. It was originally released in 1991. Final Fantasy IV follows the story of Cecil, or whatever you want to change his name to, a dark knight, and his quest to stop the sorcerer Golbez from obtaining powerful crystals and destroying the world. Released in Japan in 2007 as a mobile phone game, The After Years is set 17 years after the original, fitting, and it follows the original cast and their descendants in a series of tales that sees a new villain come to power and once again threaten the existence of the Blue Planet. Let's talk about gameplay and controls a little bit. Final Fantasy IV is considered one of the greats because of its innovative gameplay. It introduced RPG mechanics that revolutionized the genre and became gameplay staples of your modern RPGs. First come to mind is Skyrim coming up. Gameplay is true to the original, with turn-based strategy, grid-based travel, character leveling up, and some intense fights. As for the turn-based gameplay, each character has their own downtime after an attack, and some recover faster than others and can therefore attack more often. The time of the attacks can vary as well, the length it takes to produce a certain attack. Normal attacks and weaker spells are immediate, but larger spells and co-op spells take longer. The After Years added a cool thing called the band attack. This is when two of the characters in your party band together and attack simultaneously, doing a sort of special move that inflicts a lot more damage, but it does take more time to do that attack. Fights can get pretty intense. Some took me 8 to 10 tries to get through them. Both boss fights are both difficult and sometimes very creative as well. I enjoyed how some boss battles weren't even battles at all, even though I was acting like it was. I was attacking away and only realized that I never had a shot of winning in the first place because the storyline wasn't going to let me. My only complaint about the gameplay is the constant fighting. Sometimes I just want to get the hell somewhere and get without getting stopped 13 times en route. So I was ecstatic when the After Years threw in the escape option. By holding the L and R, your party will simply run away. Yeah, you lose some gil, but I didn't care. It's never, occasionally it's a substantial amount, but it's never enough to really hurt you. You can see, as we're watching here, I'm going to be running away from some attacks as I'm speaking, but the loss was worth my time. Save points are pretty easy to come by because you can save anywhere in the overworld, but sometimes when you get in a cave or something, the points are few and far between. So when when you're not in the overworld, I wish they were a little closer, because I've had to redo some intense fights because of lack of save point. Controls were just fine, nothing glaringly right, nothing obviously wrong. The menus were easy to navigate and relatively easy to get your head around from the get-go. How do you screw up controls from 1991, really? I mean, it's not like smoothness and responsiveness was an issue in 1991. Graphically, the graphics are pretty much a prettier and smoother version of the NES original. The normal gameplay isn't that impressive, but what is the breakdown and disappearance of your enemies after you destroy them. I thought that was kind of cool. And I always got a kick out of the glass breaking before some of the big fights for some reason. I just thought it was cool. We'll see that here in a little bit. Spells are much improved. They are pretty impressive at times. All this being said, the PSP version actually doesn't really stack up to the DS graphically. DS has movement of enemies during the fight, PSP does not. But that might just be part of the art direction and the whole stay as true to the original as you can thing. Overall, it's very nice though. Sound is a great original score equals a great remake score. Simple as that. They kept it the same, not much else to say. Sounds pretty good through some good earbuds. My favorite sound in the entire game is when somebody gets slapped. I laugh every time. Overall, Final Fantasy IV is considered one of the great RPGs of all time, and Sony bringing it to the PSP has brought it to a generation of gamers that may have never gotten to experience it. The remake stays true to the original by keeping the game mechanics, art style, and musical score the same, while modernizing a bit with some revamped graphics. The After Years is a welcome addition to the PSP library after being released on mobile and on the Wii Shop channel. It played exactly the same as Final Fantasy IV with some welcome combat additions, and it had an excellent story to go along with it. If you're an RPG fan looking to expand your PSP library, you have to pick this up. Even if you've already played them, I would look at it as a good nostalgia pickup. This game truly sucked me in. I'm a sucker for stories, and this sprite-looking game sucked me right in, which most RPGs don't for me, and I can't recommend it enough if you're a fan of the genre.